Get ready for action, because the Minnesota Timberwolves are ready to challenge the San Antonio Spurs. We are dissecting Anthony Edwards' incredible performance that helped drive the Timberwolves to a crucial win, and we're looking at how coach Chris Finch continues to push the right buttons for the team. Plus, we're diving deep into the debate surrounding whether the Timberwolves should play Terrence Shannon Jr. More, and you won't want to miss our breakdown of those flagrant howls moments.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Victor Wembanyama's Game 1 performance against the Timberwolves has confirmed exactly what the Spurs fans have been anticipating. We look at how Victor Wembanyama blocked a staggering 12 shots in that loss, setting a new all-time single playoff game record. And we explore what this defensive masterclass means for the entire series, showing how the Spurs were completely put on notice by the Stifle Tower's interior dominance. But that Game 1 performance also brought unwanted history for Victor Wembanyama against the Timberwolves. We examine the full context of that debacle, where Wembanyama achieved a triple-double of points, rebounds, and blocks, while also hitting a historic low on his three-point shooting. And we analyze why this specific night was such a pivotal, yet frustrating, moment for the Spurs. And finally, we look at the massive comeback. Anthony Edwards returned from injury and scored 18 points to lead the Minnesota Timberwolves past the San Antonio Spurs 104-102 in the Western Conference semifinals opener. And we cover the incredible stats, including Wembanyama's record-breaking blocks, and how the game unfolded. So stick around for all the analysis and don't forget to click like and subscribe on the Flagrant Howls YouTube channel. The Minnesota Timberwolves are positioning themselves to compete effectively against the San Antonio Spurs, according to recent analysis from SKOR North. The discussion centers on several key aspects of the team's current performance and future direction. A significant focus is placed on dissecting the performance of Anthony Edwards in recent Timberwolves victories. Furthermore, the report examines the continued impact of coach Chris Finch, noting his ability to effectively manage the team's strategy. Another point of contention or discussion is whether the Timberwolves should increase playing time for Terrence Shannon Jr. The analysis also includes other important takeaways regarding the team and a look into the topic of flagrant howls incidents. For fans seeking further content, the source promotes engagement across multiple platforms. Viewers are encouraged to like and subscribe to the Flagrant Howls YouTube channel. Additionally, there is a call to action to subscribe to Judd's Hockey Show on YouTube at Judd's Hockey Show. The report also provides various links for support, including promotions for Timberwolves Real Estate, Victory Auto Service, Element Hotel, MSB Plumbing and Heating, and Park Dental. The Flagrant Howls podcast is accessible on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify, with dedicated mobile apps available on both Apple and Google stores. Followers are directed to connect with Judd on Twitter and Mackie on both Twitter and Instagram, as well as the main channel on Instagram. Victor Wembanyama delivered a commanding defensive performance in Game 1 against the Timberwolves, showcasing his undeniable impact even on an off-shooting night. Wembanyama recorded a staggering 12 blocks, setting a new all-time single playoff game record for shot blocks, a feat expected from the league's first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. This performance immediately fueled discussions regarding the defensive impact of Wembanyama versus Rudy Gobert in a series featuring two top-5 defenders. Wembanyama established a defensive masterclass, effectively neutralizing Minnesota's pick-and-roll actions through disciplined drop coverage and excellent spatial awareness. The defense forced the Timberwolves into stagnant possessions and difficult shots, with Wembanyama consistently disrupting interior attempts. A key aspect of his game was his ability to contest shots without accumulating fouls, remaining available for the entire contest. However, the game highlighted a significant offensive struggle for the young center. Wembanyama finished with just 11 points on 5-17 shooting from the floor and 0 from distance. While the shooting efficiency was poor, The analysis noted that the volume of poor shots was manageable, suggesting an area for improvement in shot selection and decision-making, particularly regarding his three-point attempts, which were not falling. Despite the offensive shortcomings, the overall takeaway is the immense value Wembanyama brings to the Spurs. His elite defensive dominance was crucial, proving that his impact extends beyond scoring. Even on a subpar offensive night, his presence was essential, underscoring that his defensive prowess remains a cornerstone of the team's success. Victor Wembanyama made an unforgettable, albeit mixed, debut in the playoffs as the centerpiece of the San Antonio Spurs against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1 of their second-round series. Despite the Spurs ultimately falling 104-102, Wembanyama showcased elite defensive prowess, earning him recognition as a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year with a triple-double performance of 11 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 blocks. This achievement cements his place as only the third player in league history to record a triple-double in points, rebounds, and blocks during the playoffs, joining legends like Hakeem Olajuwon and Andrew Bynum. However, the game also highlighted significant offensive struggles for the young center. According to ESPN's Michael Wright, Wembanyama faced a unique shooting challenge, connecting on his lowest field goal percentage in the playoffs at 29%. More notably, he missed all 8 of his three-point attempts, setting a new Spurs playoff record for the most misses from deep without a make. His attempts to draw Rudy Gobert out of the paint proved unsuccessful, as Gobert effectively neutralized the young player's interior game. Despite the shooting woes, Wembanyama's imposing defense was crucial in helping the Spurs remain competitive in Game 1, though his rim protection drew scrutiny from Timberwolves coach Chris Finch. Wembanyama is scheduled to return in Game 2 on Wednesday as the Spurs look to regroup in the series. The Minnesota Timberwolves secured a hard-fought victory over the San Antonio Spurs in the opening game of the Western Conference semifinals, with a final score of 104-102. The game featured an unexpected return from injury by Anthony Edwards, who scored 18 points in the contest. Edwards had been sidelined due to a bone bruise and a hyperextended left knee sustained on April 25. Timberwolves veteran Mike Conley praised Edwards' commitment, stating, "Nobody expected him to play. It was just his level of commitment to the game. Not just to the game, but to his teammates. It showed a lot." Edwards entered the game with the Timberwolves trailing 11-8 in the first quarter and played 25 minutes, finishing with 8 for 13. He expressed that his presence calmed the team, saying, "I know for a fact just me being out there, it calms everybody down." Edwards made a dramatic return, shouting, I'm back," after draining a step-back three-pointer early in the game. Other key performances included Victor Wembanyama, who contributed 11 points and 15 rebounds, and set an NBA postseason record with 12 blocks, becoming the third player to achieve a triple-double in the playoffs including blocks since the league began tracking blocks in 1970-74. Wembanyama also recorded 7 blocks in the first half. Julius Randle provided strong interior play with 21 points and 10 rebounds for Minnesota. The Spurs offense featured 18 points from Dylan Harper, 17 from Julian Champagny, and 17 from Stephon Castle. The Spurs managed to cut the deficit to 104-1 too late in the game with a steal by Devin Vassell and a layup by Dylan Harper with 31 seconds remaining, though a final missed three-pointer by Julian Champagny prevented a win. Wembanyama emphasized the team's need for improvement, stating, "We have to be better. It shows up on the stat sheet. We need to figure out before 48 hours what we can do better, and I've got no doubt that we will. I trust us." The Timberwolves lineup was affected by injuries to Dante DiVincenzo, who suffered a torn right Achilles tendon, and Io Dawsonmu, who was dealing with right calf soreness. Game 2 is scheduled for Wednesday in San Antonio.